Hello everybody, my name is Julian from Tea of the North. Today I will show you how to make fireweed tea at home. You're gonna follow me in every single step that we need to make tea, boreal tea. What we're going to do today is not a classical herbal tea. So I will explain all the steps that are needed to make tea. So for herbal tea, usually you only have two steps. You harvest the plant, and then right after you will dry it at low temperature to keep the aroma of the plant. You don't want to modify in any kind the aroma of the plant. Compared to tea is completely different process. Tea is not about the plant you use. Tea is about the way you process it. So you could pick like many different kind of plant in the world and process it the proper way, and you will make tea. So to make black tea, whether in Asia they use Camellia sinensis plant, or here in Canada we harvest the fireweed, well, it's the same steps, same principle. First is the harvest, then is the withering. We want the leaf to get softer. We will show that later to you inside. After it's rolling, to open up the cells, and it will oxidize with contact of oxygen. And then it's the oxidation process where the aroma, the darker aroma, the fruity aroma are developed. And then the drying at different temperatures possible. And finally it's the aging. So to make black tea, it's 6 steps. To make herbal tea, it's 2 steps. So you're gonna follow me all over the steps, and I will show it to you. So the technique we have developed over years to harvest efficiently the fireweed leaf. We have a bucket to which is attached a bell that hold it tight on the waist. We keep it in front of us or on the side, depends how you like to work. And then we will harvest the leaf. We hold the plant from the top of the stem, and then with the other end, we're gonna strip the leaf down, keep them in the hand, and then put in the bucket. You can also use a pillowcase that you put under your belt and your pants, or any bowl or bucket that you put on the ground. Everything is fine. You want to harvest in a clean, without pollution area. We don't want to harvest leaf with dots or any black or yellow part. Obviously, we want nice, fresh green leaf. The further we go in the season, the further down we will get bad leaf that we don't want to harvest. So here you can see at the bottom of the plant, there are some very yellow brown leaves. So when we harvest from the top, and then we stop when the leaf become like more darker. Okay, welcome everybody in my shop. So we've done a nice harvesting. We have fresh leaf, fireweed from the wild. Now it's time to do the withering, which is the second step. Put them on thin layer, not too thin, not too thick. I like to put it about approximately 1 inch thick. I want to spread it on a sheet, on a table, or on a rack like that, which is very convenient. You can hang it anywhere in your house. And the point is to give them some space, some hair. You don't want them to be too packed, too tight. You want some hair through it. So I will put my hands, my fingers like that, and help to spread them on the sheet. And you're gonna leave it there for several hours. I can tell you if it's gonna be 8 hours, 12, 24 hours. It all depends on the thickness. The thinner, the faster; the thicker, the longest. And then it's gonna be influenced by the temperature and humidity. So the warmer it's gonna be, the faster it's gonna dry out slowly. The cooler it's gonna be longer. It's all about to come every few hours, shuffle them a bit, have a look at what stage they are, and when it's gonna be ready, you can pass it to the next step, which is rolling. Okay, so now the leaves have withered for several hours. Let's say you have picked them in the afternoon, and then you have put them to wither in the afternoon. It's withering overnight. Might be ready in the morning, afternoon, or in the evening, the day after. So you have to have a look every few hours, shuffle them, see to which extent they have loose humidity. What you want is a flexible leaf. A leaf that is not fresh and turgescent. So you want the leaf to be wrinkled, flexible, not breakable. And there's a few tests you can do to analyze this. So you can do the snap test. If you pinch it and it doesn't make a little sound. If it doesn't break when you snap it, it's flexible, it means it's ready for the next stage. You can also take a few leaves and roll them in your palm, and then you unroll it. And if you unroll it and it doesn't break, it's not broken, well, it means that it's ready for the final rolling. So when most of your leaves are wrinkled, they are flexible and ready to roll, don't wait that all of them are ready. You can roll them. So first technique is to take a few leaves and roll them between your palms a few seconds. And when it's darker, when you feel the juice is coming out, it means that it's well rolled. Compared to the unrolled leaf, you can see one is a bit light green and the other one is a bit darker green. So we want that darker green, well rolled. You do a little ball and then you take another one and then you unroll it, unpack it. You want to make it loose. This is the small batch at a time. You can do much more leaf at the same time by making a big ball, like if you were kneading bread, homemade bread. So you can see the move. I'm going forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. This is the most ergonomic technique we have found over years to roll our tea. We've been doing enrolling tea for several years for the business before having the machine, so it's a very effective technique. If you want to put more pressure, you can lean over the leaf and put pressure with your upper body. At some point, you want to unroll the leaf, break apart the ball, and make it again, and continue to roll. Like that, the leaf will be rolled evenly. So when it's enough rolling, the leaves are becoming darker. You can feel the juice coming out. If it's sticky a little bit and the leaves stay on the lens, it's a very good sign. It means that the juice is going out of the leaf and it's going to oxidize well. When you have a texture you like, the more tightly rolled it is, the darker it's going to become during the oxidation for the final tea. So it depends if you want half oxidized, half green tea. It's going to be a bit lighter, greener, a bit more floral in the cup. If it's more raw, it's going to be darker, more tasteful in the mouth. So when you're satisfied with your texture and color, it's time for the next step, oxidation. For that, we want two things, heat and proper humidity. So you can put that in a bowl, stainless steel bowl or other kind of bowl that will keep the humidity. And you take a cloth, you water it, you drain it, and you put it on top of your leaf. So like that, the leaf's gonna stay humid and there's gonna be some airflow, some oxygen that will go to the leaf and make it oxidize over time. And then you leave it at room temperature for a few hours and you're gonna follow it over the time. Every few hours, you can mix the leaf to smell it. Enjoy the smell. First it's herbal, then it's gonna be more floral and fruity over time. So you want to monitor, you want to see the evolution and enjoy, because this is the magic moment. You want to mix it and then put it again in the bowl. So the oxidation is gonna be widespread and even. You put your wet cloth back. If needed, you put it under the sink again, drain it, put it back. You make sure that it doesn't dry out completely, and then you leave it to oxidize. So depending on the ambient temperature, if it's warmer, it's gonna be a faster oxidation. If it's a little bit cooler, it's gonna be longer. Depending on that, and depending on the level of oxidation, if you want a milder tea, greener or darker one, the oxidation is gonna last somewhere between 8 and 24 hours. I can tell there's no clear recipe about that. The most important thing is to follow your leaf, be connected to it, and then you're gonna know when it's the good moment to end the oxidation. So first it's gonna be more herbal, floral, fruity, and then afterwards it's gonna decrease. You're gonna have a peak of aroma. You want to dry it at this moment. Afterwards it's gonna decline, be a bit more neutral, ruddy, maybe metallic, or smelling bad. Well, this means that you went too far and you're gonna know it over time. So it's totally normal if you missed a few batch in the beginning. You're gonna be better every time. So when you feel you reach that peak of aroma, well, you want to stop it. How? By drying it, which is the fifth step. So you can simply spread it on a sheet evenly. If you feel some ball, you want to unpack it. If you have dehydrator, you can put it at low temperature, and then you will have a milder, greener, half oxidized tea in the end. But if you want a stronger taste, some roasted taste, when you put it at the oven, about 185 Fahrenheit degrees to about 215 degrees. With that, it's gonna roast it a bit, destroy the enzymes that allow the oxidation. So we put it in the oven for a few hours and see you later. So after an hour or two in the oven, your tea should be ready. You want to test its dryness. So if it cracks, it's ready, it's dry enough. If it's bent and it's still wet to the touch, well, it's gonna mold during the aging. So make sure it's dry completely. If you see some ball formation in your dry tea, make sure that it's completely dry inside. Otherwise, it could mold over time. A glass jar, instead of some plastic bag, it's gonna keep the aroma over time much better. So you simply pack it and let it age for a few months. If you drink it right now because you're excited, well, it's gonna be good, but it won't have the complexity of the aroma that's gonna develop over times. If you wait 3 months, it's gonna be much better. 1, 2 years, it's gonna age like a good wine. So drink it now or be patient, and it's gonna be much better over time. Make sure to identify your jar properly with the date, with your technique. If you want to get better over time, you take notes, you drink it, and then later you can modify your technique and get better and better every time. So now the final step, the infusion. I recommend about 1 tablespoon per cup. You can pour boiling water over it. After 5 to 8 minutes, the tea is ready. We can enjoy it. It has a nice dark amber color. It has a nice round taste and a nice mouthfeel with the tannins. So nice tea. I'm very happy about it. Good luck with your experimentation and keep in touch.